The words echo through Providence Municipal Court before anyone even sees her face. Do you know who my husband is? Victoria Harrington stands in the doorway. She is 34 years old. Her Hermes Birkin bag costs $85,000. That is more than most families make in 2 years. Her Christian Louboutin heels click on the marble floor. Click, click, click. Each step sounds like money. Her blonde hair is perfect, not a single strand out of place. She wears a cream Chanel suit. The fabric shimmers under the lights. Diamonds cover her fingers. 5 rings. Each one could pay off someone's student loans. Her sunglasses cost $1,200. She keeps them on inside. Her face shows no emotion, no worry, no concern, just cold confidence. Behind the bench sits Judge Frank Caprio. He has seen many people in his courtroom. Rich people, poor people, angry people, scared people. But something about this case makes his jaw tight. He looks at the file in front of him. His eyes scan the pages. Then he looks up. Mrs. Harrington, please approach the bench. Victoria does not move right away. She checks her phone first. Her thumbs tap the screen. She is texting someone. In a courtroom, while a judge waits. The bailiff, Officer Raymond Chun, takes a step forward. Ma'am, the judge is speaking to you. She holds up one finger. One finger. Like the judge is a waiter who can wait. People in the gallery whisper. The sound grows like wind before a storm. Finally, Victoria walks forward. Her lawyer, a nervous man in a gray suit, rushes to keep up with her. His briefcase bumps against his leg. He looks worried. Very worried. Your Honor, the lawyer begins. His voice shakes a little. I'm Gerald Hoffman, representing Mrs. Harrington. We believe this is a simple misunderstanding that can be. Judge Caprio holds up his hand. Mr. Hoffman, I will hear from you in a moment. First, I want to understand what happened. He looks at Victoria. Mrs. Harrington, do you know why you are here today? Victoria sighs. The sigh is long and dramatic, like someone asked her to do something incredibly boring. I assume this is about the parking situation last month. The parking situation, Judge Caprio repeats. His voice is calm. Too calm. Is that what you call it? What else would I call it? Victoria examines her nails. They are painted pearl white. Perfect and smooth. The judge opens the file. Case number 2025, TR 94521. On December 14, 2025, at approximately 3:47 p.m., you park your vehicle in a clearly marked emergency access lane at Providence Medical Center. You blocked this lane for 43 minutes. During that time, an ambulance carrying a critical patient was delayed. The ambulance crew asked you 3 times to move your vehicle. You refused. Is this correct? Victoria shrugs. My appointment was running late. There was nowhere else to park. What was I supposed to do? A woman in the 3rd row gasps. Her hand covers her mouth. A man next to her shakes his head slowly. Judge Caprio leans forward. You were supposed to not park in an emergency lane. Do you know how much my time is worth? Victoria's voice rises. I had a dermatology appointment. For my face. This face is my husband's brand. I cannot just reschedule. The gallery murmurs grow louder. Someone says something that sounds like unbelievable. Judge Caprio holds up the file. Mrs. Harrington, the patient in that ambulance was a 7-year-old girl named Emma Rodriguez. She was having a severe asthma attack. She could not breathe. Every second mattered. The ambulance had to go around the block to reach the emergency entrance. That added 4 extra minutes to her arrival time. For the first time, Victoria looks directly at the judge. Her eyes are cold. Ice cold. And, did she make it? The courtroom goes completely silent. Nobody moves. Nobody breathes. The question hangs in the air like poison. Judge Caprio's face changes. His eyes narrow. His mouth becomes a thin line. Yes. She made it. Barely. The doctor said 4 more minutes, and they might have lost her. Victoria waves her hand. The diamonds on her fingers catch the light. Then what is the problem? Everything turned out fine. This is a waste of everyone's time. Especially mine. A man in the back row stands up. His face is red. You've got to be kidding me. The bailiff turns. Sir, please sit down. The man sits, but his hands are clenched into fists. Judge Caprio takes a deep breath. Mrs. Harrington, blocking an emergency access lane is a serious offense. It carries a fine of $500 and possible license suspension. But that is not why this case is in my courtroom today. You are here because of what happened when the paramedics asked you to move. Victoria rolls her eyes. Actually rolls them. In court. In front of a judge. Officer Martinez, please come forward, Judge Caprio says. A police officer stands from the front row. She is in her mid-30s. Her uniform is crisp and clean. Her badge shines. She walks to the witness stand. The clerk swears her in. Officer Martinez, you responded to this incident, correct? Yes, Your Honor. Please tell the court what you observed. Officer Martinez opens her notebook. I arrived at Providence Medical Center at 4:02 p.m. on December 14th. The 911 call reported an ambulance being blocked. When I arrived, I saw a white Range Rover parked directly in the emergency access lane. Red curb. Clear, no parking signs. Fire lane markings on the pavement. The ambulance was stopped behind it. Lights flashing. Siren on. What happened next? I approached the vehicle. The defendant was inside. She was on her phone. I knocked on the window. She ignored me at first. I knocked again. She finally rolled down the window about 2 inches. I identified myself as a police officer. I explained that she needed to move immediately. She said, and I quote, "I'll move when I'm ready to move." The gallery erupts. People talk over each other. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Order. Let Officer Martinez finish. Officer Martinez continues. I explained that an ambulance needed access. That someone's life was at risk. The defendant looked at me and said, "That sounds like a you problem, not me problem." Then she rolled up her window. Victoria's lawyer puts his head in his hands. He looks like he wants to disappear. What did you do then? Judge Caprio asks. I informed her that if she did not move, I would have her vehicle towed, and she would be arrested. She opened her door. She stepped out. She looked at me and said, Officer Martinez pauses. She takes a breath. She said, "My husband donated $2 million to this hospital. My car can park wherever I want it to park." The courtroom explodes. Multiple people stand up. Voices rise. The bailiff moves to the center aisle. Everyone sit down. This is your final warning. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel 3 times. Bang, bang, bang. The sound cuts through the noise. Slowly, people sit back down. Officer Martinez, what happened after that? I placed the defendant under arrest for obstruction. As I was putting handcuffs on her, she resisted. She pulled away from me. She said, "You cannot touch me. My lawyer will have your badge." I called for backup. Officer Johnson arrived. We were finally able to secure her and clear the lane. By this time, 43 minutes had passed since the ambulance first arrived. Thank you, Officer Martinez. Judge Caprio makes a note. You may step down. The officer returns to her seat. Her face is calm, but her eyes are angry. Judge Caprio looks at Victoria. Do you dispute anything Officer Martinez just said? I dispute all of it, Victoria says. She crosses her arms. That officer was rude to me from the start. She had an attitude. I am a taxpayer. I have rights. You are right. You do have rights, Judge Caprio says. But your rights do not include blocking emergency vehicles. Your rights do not include endangering lives. Your rights do not include resisting arrest. I want to speak to my lawyer, Victoria says. Her voice has an edge now. A little bit of worry creeping in. Mr. Hoffman. Judge Caprio gestures to the lawyer. Gerald Hoffman stands. He looks like he aged 10 years in the last 10 minutes. Your Honor, my client acknowledges that parking in that location was a mistake. However, she was under significant stress. She had been waiting for over an hour for her appointment. She was not thinking clearly. We would like to request. Stress. Judge Caprio interrupts. His voice is sharp. She was stressed. What about Emma Rodriguez's mother? What about the stress of watching your 7-year-old daughter turn blue because she cannot breathe? What about the stress of being stuck in an ambulance, hearing your child gasp for air while someone refuses to move their car? The lawyer opens his mouth. Nothing comes out. He sits back down. Judge Caprio turns to the clerk. Ms. Peterson, do we have the body camera footage? Yes, Your Honor. Please play it for the court. A screen lowers from the ceiling. The lights dim slightly. The video begins. The footage shows everything. Victoria in her Range Rover. The ambulance behind her. Lights flashing. Officer Martinez knocking on the window. Victoria ignoring her. The window rolling down 2 inches. The officer explaining the situation. Victoria's face. Cold. Uncaring. Her exact words come through clearly. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. In the courtroom, people watch in silence. Some people have tears in their eyes. Others look angry. Very angry. The video continues. Victoria stepping out of the car. Her face when she says, "My husband donated $2 million to this hospital. My car can park wherever I want to park." The officer trying to arrest her. Victoria pulling away. Victoria's voice rising. "You cannot touch me. Do you know who I am? My husband will destroy you." Then another angle. This one from the ambulance dash camera. Inside the ambulance, a little girl. She is small. So small. Her face is pale. Her lips have a blue tint. She is struggling to breathe. Each breath is a fight. A paramedic holds an oxygen mask over her face. A woman next to her is crying. The mother. Her hands grip her daughter's hand. "Hold on, baby. Hold on. We are almost there." But they are not almost there. They are stuck. Because of a Range Rover. Because of a dermatology appointment. Because of someone who thinks their time matters more than a child's life. The video ends. The lights come back up. The courtroom is silent. Completely silent. You could hear a pin drop. Judge Caprio's voice breaks the silence. "Mrs. Harrington, do you see that video?" "Yes," Victoria says. Her voice is quieter now. Just a little bit quieter. "Do you see that little girl fighting to breathe?" "Yes." "Do you have children?" Victoria hesitates. "I have 2 sons, 6 and 8 years old." Imagine if one of your sons was in that ambulance. Imagine if someone blocked the way. Someone who thought their appointment was more important than your child's life. How would you feel? Victoria's lips press together. She does not answer. "Let me ask you again. How would you feel?" "Is not the same," Victoria says. "Why is it not the same?" Because that would never happen to my children. We have private doctors. We do not use ambulances." The courtroom explodes again. This time, Judge Caprio does not even try to quiet everyone immediately. He lets them react. He lets them express their shock, their anger, their disgust. After several seconds, he bangs the gavel. "Mrs. Harrington," he says slowly, "you're standing in my courtroom. You blocked an emergency vehicle. You endangered a child's life. You resisted arrest. And you still think you did nothing wrong." "I think this is blown out of proportion," Victoria says. But her voice wavers now. "My lawyer says we can handle this with a fine. So let's just do that. How much? I will write a check right now." She reaches into her Birkin bag. She pulls out a checkbook. An actual checkbook. The leather cover is monogrammed. VKH. Victoria Catherine Harrington. She clicks her pen. The sound echoes. $500, right? Or would you prefer 1,000? To make this go away. Judge Caprio stares at her. 5 full seconds pass. Then 10. The silence is heavy. "Mrs. Harrington, do you think you can pay your way out of this?" "That is how the world works, Your Honor." She says his title, but it sounds mocking. Everything has a price. You say a number. I write a check. We all go home. I have a Pilates class at 6. A woman in the front row stands up. She is wearing scrubs. Blue hospital scrubs with cartoon characters on them. Pediatric nurse scrubs. Her face is streaked with tears. "Your Honor, may I speak?" Judge Caprio looks at her. "What is your name?" "Carmen Rodriguez. I am Emma's mother." The courtroom goes silent again. All eyes turn to Carmen. She is young, maybe 30. Her hair is pulled back in a messy ponytail. She has dark circles under her eyes. Her hands shake. "Your Honor, my daughter almost died. She almost died because this woman needed to get Botox or whatever. Emma is 7 years old. She loves to draw. She wants to be a teacher when she grows up. She has asthma. We manage it. We are careful. But that day, she had an attack at school. A bad one. The worst I have ever seen. The school called 911. They called me. I met them at the ambulance. I held my baby's hand while she struggled to breathe. Every second in that ambulance felt like an hour. And then we stopped. We just stopped. I asked why. The paramedic said someone would not move their car. I looked out the window. I saw her." She points at Victoria. Her finger shakes. "I saw her sitting in that car, looking at her phone, like nothing was wrong, like my daughter's life did not matter." Carmen's voice breaks. Tears run down her face. The paramedic told her to move. She ignored him. I screamed. I begged. I said, "Please, my daughter is dying." She looked at me through her window. She looked right at me. And she turned away. The courtroom is silent except for Carmen's sobs. Even the clerk is crying. By the time we got inside, Emma had stopped fighting. She went limp. I thought I lost her. I thought my baby was gone. The doctors worked on her for 26 minutes. Do you know what 26 minutes feels like when you do not know if your child will live or die? Carmen looks directly at Victoria. You have sons. 6 and 8. Imagine. Just imagine. Victoria's face is pale now. The color has drained away. Her hand holding the checkbook drops to her side. Judge Caprio speaks softly. Mrs. Rodriguez, thank you for sharing that. I know this is difficult. Please sit down. Carmen sits. The woman next to her puts an arm around her shoulders. Judge Caprio turns back to Victoria. Mrs. Harrington, you heard Mrs. Rodriguez. What do you have to say? Victoria's mouth opens, closes, opens again. I did not know it was that serious. You saw an ambulance, with its lights flashing, with its siren on. What did you think was happening? I do not know what I thought. You thought your appointment was more important. I just wanted to go to my appointment. Victoria's voice rises. The mask cracks. I waited an hour. Do you know how hard it is to get an appointment with Dr. Russo? There is a 6-month waiting list. I cannot just reschedule. But a little girl can just stop breathing? Is that what you are saying? No, that is not what I mean. Then what do you mean? Victoria's chest rises and falls rapidly. Her perfect composure is cracking. Small cracks at first, then bigger ones. I mean that people need to understand that some of us have commitments. Important commitments. My husband is a very important man. I have responsibilities. Social responsibilities. I cannot just look like. She gestures vaguely. Like everyone else. Like everyone else, Judge Caprio repeats. You mean like Mrs. Rodriguez? Who works 50 hours a week as a nurse? Who takes care of sick children every day? Who takes the bus to work because she cannot afford a car? You cannot look like her. That is not what I meant. What did you mean? I meant that I have a certain standard to maintain. A standard that allows you to endanger children. You are twisting my words. I am repeating your words. Judge Caprio picks up a piece of paper. Mrs. Harrington, after you were arrested, you made several phone calls from the police station. Those calls were recorded. Would you like me to play them? Victoria's eyes widen. Those calls were private. No, they were recorded. As you were informed. Ms. Peterson, please play the first recording. A voice comes through the speakers. Victoria's voice. But different. Louder. More shrill. Daddy? Daddy, you need to call your lawyer right now. I was arrested. Yes, arrested. Like a criminal. Some rude police officer put handcuffs on me. On me. My wrist still hurt. There will probably be bruises. We should sue. Listen, I need you to call the mayor. Call everyone you know. I want this erased. This never happened. This cannot be on my record. What will people think? What will the country club think? Just fix it. That is what I need. Fix it. The recording ends. People in the gallery shake their heads. Some roll their eyes. Your father is Harrison Whitmore, Judge Caprio says. Former CEO of Whitmore Industries. Current board member of several companies. Significant political donor. Is that correct? Yes, Victoria says. Her voice is small now. And you think your father's connections should make this disappear? I think people with resources should use them. Resources. Is that what you call it? Judge Caprio picks up another paper. Let me tell you about resources. Mrs. Rodriguez's resources. She makes $42,000 a year as a nurse. She lives in a 1-bedroom apartment with her daughter. She shares her bedroom with Emma. Emma sleeps in the bed. Carmen sleeps on an air mattress on the floor. She does this so Emma can have the space she needs. So Emma can keep her breathing machine next to the bed. Carmen works extra shifts when she can. She saves every penny. She shops at thrift stores. She cuts coupons. Last Christmas, she could not afford presents. So she made them. She drew pictures for her daughter. She wrote stories. Emma still has those drawings on her wall. That is Carmen's resources. Victoria looks down. Her hands grip her Birkin bag. The bag that costs more than Carmen makes in 2 years. Now, let me tell you about your resources, Judge Caprio continues. Your husband, Maxwell Harrington, is a commercial real estate developer. His net worth is estimated at $750 million. You live in a 12,000 square foot home in the East Side. You have a staff of 5. A housekeeper, a gardener, a personal chef, a driver, a nanny. Your car, the Range Rover you parked in the emergency lane, costs $180,000. You spent more on that car than Carmen will make in 4 years. You have 3 other cars. A Mercedes, a Tesla, a Porsche. Your jewelry collection is valued at over $2 million. You vacation in St. Tropez. You shop in Milan. You do not worry about paying rent. You do not worry about buying food. You do not worry about keeping the lights on. You worry about Pilates classes and dermatology appointments. Victoria's face is red now. Her jaw is clenched. My husband worked hard for his money. He earned it. I am sure he did. But you did not earn it. You married it. How dare you? How dare I? Judge Caprio's voice rises for the first time. How dare I? No, Mrs. Harrington. How dare you? How dare you risk a child's life for a face appointment? How dare you tell a police officer that your husband's donation means you can do whatever you want? How dare you try to use your connections to make this disappear? How dare you stand in my courtroom with your expensive bag and your expensive shoes and act like the rules do not apply to you? Victoria's mouth opens, but no words come out. Judge Caprio continues. Let me tell you something about America. About justice. We have a principle. It is written above the Supreme Court. Equal justice under law. Not justice for the rich. Not justice for the poor. Equal justice. In my courtroom, I do not care if you have $750 million or 75 cents. I do not care if your father knows the mayor. I do not care if your husband donated to a hospital. None of that matters here. What matters is what you did. What matters is that a little girl almost died while you sat in your car. What matters is that when you were asked to move, you refused. What matters is that you thought your appointment was more important than a life. The courtroom is completely silent. Everyone is leaning forward. Every eye is on Judge Caprio. Mrs. Harrington, do you understand the concept of privilege? Of course I do, Victoria says. Her voice has an edge. A defensive edge. Explain it to me. Privilege is what people talk about when they want to complain about successful people. Someone in the gallery laughs. A bitter laugh. That is what you think privilege is. That is what it is used for. To make people like me feel guilty for things we did not do. Judge Caprio takes off his glasses. He rubs his eyes. He looks tired. Tired and sad. Mrs. Harrington, privilege is not something to feel guilty about. Privilege is not a bad word. But privilege comes with responsibility. When you have more than others, you have a responsibility to be better. To do better. To help others. Not to use what you have to put yourself above the law. Not to use what you have to endanger others. I did not mean to endanger anyone. But you did. Intention does not erase impact. You did not intend to almost kill Emma Rodriguez. But you almost did. Your actions had consequences. Real consequences. A 7-year-old girl lying in a hospital bed. A mother having nightmares every night. Paramedics who still think about those 4 extra minutes. Those are the consequences. Victoria's hands are shaking now. The checkbook falls from her grip. It hits the floor. The sound echoes. Your Honor, her lawyer says weakly. We would like to request a recess to confer with our client. Denied, Judge Caprio says. We are going to finish this now. Mrs. Harrington, you have been charged with 4 offenses. First, illegal parking in an emergency lane. Second, obstruction of emergency services. Third, resisting arrest. Fourth, attempted bribery of a public official. Bribery. Victoria's voice cracks. I did not bribe anyone. You offered to write a check to make this go away. In a court of law. That is attempted bribery. The lawyer puts his head down on the table. He looks defeated. How do you plead? Judge Caprio asks. Victoria looks at her lawyer. He does not look up. She looks at the gallery. People glare at her. She looks at Carmen Rodriguez. Carmen's face is wet with tears. Finally, Victoria looks at the judge. Not guilty, she whispers. Excuse me? I did not hear you. Not guilty. Her voice is stronger now. Defiant. I am not guilty. This is insane. I parked in a bad spot. That is all. People do it every day. This is discrimination. You are targeting me because of who I am. Because of who my husband is. This is a witch hunt. The courtroom erupts. People shout. The bailiff moves forward. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel repeatedly. Order. Order in this court. It takes a full minute for everyone to quiet down. Judge Caprio looks at Victoria. His face is calm again. Too calm. Mrs. Harrington, you believe you are being targeted? Yes. Because of your wealth? Yes. Not because you broke the law? Not because you endangered a child? Not because you resisted arrest? Not because you tried to use your connections to escape consequences? You think this is about discrimination? I think if I was poor, you would just give me a ticket. Judge Caprio nods slowly. You are right. Victoria's eyebrows rise. See? You admit it. You did not let me finish. You are right that if you were poor and you just parked in a bad spot, you might just get a ticket. But if you were poor and you blocked an ambulance carrying a dying child, and you refused to move when asked 3 times, and you resisted arrest, and you tried to bribe your way out, you know what would happen. Victoria does not answer. You would be in jail right now. You would not be out on bail. You would not have a high-priced lawyer. You would be in a cell, waiting for trial. So yes, you are being treated differently. You are being treated better. Not worse. Better. Victoria's face goes white. Paper white. But we are going to fix that right now, Judge Caprio says. Bailiff, please bring in the final piece of evidence. Officer Chin walks to the back of the courtroom. He opens the door. A woman walks in. She is wearing medical scrubs. Green surgical scrubs. She looks exhausted. Your Honor, she says. I am Dr. Samira Patel. I am the emergency room physician who treated Emma Rodriguez. Thank you for coming, Dr. Patel. Please tell the court what you observed. Dr. Patel walks to the witness stand. She is sworn in. She sits down. Her hands fold in her lap. Emma Rodriguez arrived at our emergency room at 4:06 p.m. Her oxygen saturation was 72%. Normal is 95 to 100. Anything below 90 is critical. 72 is life-threatening. She was cyanotic. That means her skin and lips were turning blue from lack of oxygen. She was barely conscious. We immediately began emergency treatment. We gave her oxygen. We gave her medication to open her airways. We monitored her heart. For several minutes, we did not know if she would make it. Her oxygen levels kept dropping. We were preparing to intubate her. That means putting a tube down her throat to help her breathe. But finally, the medication started to work. Her airways opened. Her oxygen level started to rise. By 4:32 p.m., she was stable. Dr. Patel, in your medical opinion, what would have happened if Emma had arrived 4 minutes later? Dr. Patel's jaw tightens. She would have died, or suffered permanent brain damage from oxygen deprivation. 4 minutes might not sound like a long time, but when someone cannot breathe, every second matters. Brain cells start dying after about 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen. Emma was already at the edge. 4 more minutes would have pushed her over. The courtroom is silent, completely silent. Thank you, Dr. Patel, Judge Caprio says quietly. The doctor stands. As she walks past Victoria, she stops. She looks directly at her. I hope you enjoy your Botox, she says. Then she walks out. Victoria's face crumples. For the first time, real emotion shows. Her eyes fill with tears. Her lip trembles. I did not know, she whispers. I did not know it was that bad. You did not ask, Judge Caprio says. You did not care. You were told it was an emergency. You saw the ambulance lights. You heard the siren. You knew. You just did not care. That is not true. The tears spill over. Black mascara runs down Victoria's cheeks. Her perfect makeup is ruined. I am not a monster. I did not say you were a monster. But I am saying that what you did was monstrous. There is a difference. You are not a bad person. But you did a terrible thing. And now you have to face the consequences. What consequences? Victoria's voice is high and panicked. What are you going to do? Judge Caprio picks up his gavel. He holds it for a moment. Everyone watches. Everyone waits. Victoria Catherine Harrington, I find you guilty on all 4 charges. Illegal parking in an emergency lane. Obstruction of emergency services. Resisting arrest. Attempted bribery of a public official. No. Victoria grabs the table. No, you cannot do this. I can. And I am. Now sentencing. Victoria's lawyer stands. Your Honor, please. My client has no prior record. She is a mother. She made a mistake. We ask for leniency. A fine. Community service. Please. Sit down, Mr. Hoffman. The lawyer sits. Judge Caprio looks at Victoria. For the charge of illegal parking in an emergency lane, I fine you $5,000. Victoria's eyes widen, but she says nothing. For the charge of obstruction of emergency services, I fine you $25,000. And I suspend your driver's license for 6 months. 6 months. Victoria's voice is a screech. How am I supposed to get anywhere? The same way millions of Americans get around every day. The bus, Uber, walking. You will figure it out. Victoria's mouth opens and closes like a fish. For the charge of resisting arrest, I sentence you to 30 days in jail. The courtroom gasps. Victoria sways. Her lawyer catches her arm. However, Judge Caprio continues, I will suspend that sentence on the condition that you complete the requirements I am about to outline. Victoria nods frantically. Yes. Yes. Anything. Do not agree yet. You have not heard what they are. I do not care. I will do anything. Just not jail. Please. Judge Caprio's eyes are hard. You will complete 500 hours of community service. 500 hours. Victoria's voice is weak. Yes. And not just any community service. You will complete those hours working as a hospital transport volunteer at Providence Medical Center. The same hospital you donated to. The same hospital where Emma Rodriguez almost died. You will help transport patients. You will push wheelchairs. You will help people get from their cars to the emergency room. You will assist ambulance crews. You will see exactly what happens when seconds matter. You will work every Saturday and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. until your hours are complete. That is 10 hours each day. 2 days each week. That is 20 hours per week. You will need 25 weeks to finish. That is 6 months. Victoria's face is white. But I have commitments. I have events. I have. Cancel them. I cannot just cancel my life. Emma Rodriguez almost had her life canceled. Permanently. You can cancel some parties. Victoria looks like she might faint. Her lawyer helps her into her chair. You will report to Patricia Okafor. Judge Caprio continues. She is the volunteer coordinator. She will supervise you personally. You will wear the standard volunteer uniform. The same uniform everyone else wears. No designer clothes. No jewelry except a watch and wedding ring. No makeup except basic foundation. Your hair will be in a simple ponytail. You will not receive special treatment. You will not cut in line. You will not leave early. If you miss a single day without a valid medical excuse, you will serve the full 30 days in jail. Do you understand? Victoria nods. She cannot speak. In addition to your community service, you will write a letter of apology to Emma Rodriguez and her mother. This letter will be handwritten, not typed, not dictated to an assistant. You will write it yourself. It will be at least 2 pages. Single-spaced. You will explain what you did wrong, why it was wrong, what you learned, what you will do differently. Your lawyer cannot help you. Your father cannot help you. You will write this alone. You will deliver it in person to Mrs. Rodriguez at a time and place of her choosing. If she does not want to see you, that is her right. But you will still deliver it. You will leave it where she requests. And you will not expect forgiveness. Forgiveness is not something you can demand. It is something you have to earn. Victoria's shoulders shake. She is crying openly now. Not dainty tears. Big, ugly sobs. Furthermore, you will attend and complete a 12-week class on privilege and responsibility. This class is taught at Rhode Island College. It meets every Tuesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. You will attend every session. You will participate. You will write essays. You will engage with people whose lives are nothing like yours. You will listen to their stories. You will learn that the world does not revolve around you. Judge Caprio is not done. You will also make a video, a public service announcement. In this video, you will explain what you did. You will show your face. You will use your name. You will talk about the consequences of your actions. You will warn others not to make the same mistake. This video will be posted on the court's website. It will be shared on social media. Your friends will see it. Your family will see it. Everyone at your country club will see it. You cannot hide from this. Victoria's head is down. Her hands cover her face. And finally, Judge Caprio says you will make a donation. Not from your husband. From you. From your own money. From your own accounts. You will donate $100,000 to the American Asthma Foundation in Emma Rodriguez's name. This donation will help other children like Emma. Children who struggle to breathe. Children whose families cannot afford the best care. Children who depend on emergency services. You will write the check yourself. You will deliver it yourself. And you will not take a tax deduction. The gallery is silent, stunned. Someone starts to clap. Then another person. Then another. Soon, half the courtroom is clapping. Judge Caprio does not stop them this time. Victoria looks up. Her face is destroyed. Makeup smeared. Eyes red. Nose running. She looks nothing like the polished woman who walked in. Your Honor, she chokes out. This is too much. I cannot do all of this. You can, Judge Caprio says firmly. You will, because if you do not, you will go to jail. And not for 30 days. I will add contempt of court. I will add everything I can add. You will sit in a cell and think about Emma Rodriguez gasping for air. You will think about Carmen Rodriguez screaming for help. You will think about what your privilege almost cost. But my sons, who will take care of my sons? You have a nanny. You have a husband. You have resources, remember? They will be fine. Victoria's whole body shakes. I am sorry, she whispers. I am so sorry. Do not tell me you are sorry. Tell Emma. Tell Carmen. Tell the paramedics who had to go around the block. Tell Officer Martinez who you disrespected. Tell everyone whose lives you affected. And do not just say the words. Show them. Through your actions. Through your service. Through actual change. Victoria nods. She cannot stop nodding. Like a broken doll. Judge Caprio looks at Carmen Rodriguez. Mrs. Rodriguez, do you have anything you would like to say? Carmen stands slowly. She walks forward. She stops in front of Victoria. Victoria looks up at her. Their eyes meet. I forgive you, Carmen says softly. Victoria's eyes widen. What? I forgive you. Not because you deserve it, but because holding on to anger hurts me more than it hurts you. My daughter is alive. She is home. She is safe. I will not let you take one more second of my peace. But forgiveness does not mean what you did was okay. It means I am choosing to move forward. I am choosing to focus on my daughter's recovery instead of your punishment. Carmen's voice gets stronger. But I hope you learn. I really hope you learn. I hope every Saturday and Sunday when you push a wheelchair, you think about Emma. I hope when you help someone into an emergency room, you remember that someone almost could not help my baby. I hope you become a better person. Not for me. Not for Emma. For you. For your sons. So they do not grow up thinking the rules do not apply to them. So they do not grow up thinking money solves everything. So they grow up to be good men. Not rich men. Good men. Victoria breaks down completely. She slides off her chair onto her knees. On the floor. In her expensive suit. On her knees. Thank you, she sobs. Thank you. I do not deserve your forgiveness. But thank you. I will do better. I swear I will do better. Carmen nods. She turns and walks back to her seat. As she passes Judge Caprio, he nods at her. Respect in his eyes. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. For the charge of attempted bribery, I fine you an additional $50,000. This fine will go directly to a fund for families who cannot afford emergency medical care. Your total fines are $80,000. They are due within 30 days. Your community service begins next Saturday. Report to the hospital at 6:30 a.m. Do not be late. Court is adjourned. Bang. The gavel hits the wood. The sound echoes through the silent courtroom. Victoria stays on the floor. Her lawyer tries to help her up. She pushes him away. I can do it myself, she whispers. She stands slowly. Her legs shake. She picks up her Birkin bag. It feels heavy. So heavy. She looks at it. This bag costs more than Carmen makes in 2 years. More than many families make. For a bag. Just a bag. It makes her feel sick. As Victoria walks toward the exit, people watch. Some with satisfaction. Some with pity. Some with hope that maybe, just maybe, she will actually change. Outside the courtroom, the media is waiting. Cameras flash. Reporters shout questions. Victoria covers her face. Her lawyer guides her through the crowd. But one reporter's voice cuts through. Mrs. Harrington, do you have any comment about Judge Caprio's sentence? Victoria stops. Her lawyer tries to pull her forward. She shakes her head. She turns to face the cameras. Her face is still a mess. Her makeup is smeared. Her eyes are red and swollen. She looks broken. Small. Human. I was wrong, she says. Her voice is quiet, but clear. I was selfish and wrong. A little girl almost died because of me. Because I thought my appointment was more important than her life. I was wrong. I am sorry. To Emma. To her mother. To everyone. I am going to do better. I have to do better. She turns and walks away. The cameras follow her. The questions continue. But she does not answer. She just walks. One foot in front of the other. To her Range Rover. The $180,000 car she cannot drive for 6 months. She sits in the passenger seat. Her driver looks at her in the mirror. Where to, Mrs. Harrington? Home, she whispers. Just take me home. For months later. Saturday morning. 6:45 a.m. Providence Medical Center. Victoria Harrington stands in the volunteer break room. She wears a simple blue polo shirt with Hospital Volunteer embroidered on the chest. Plain black pants. White sneakers. No jewelry except her wedding ring and a simple watch. Her hair is in a ponytail. No makeup except a little foundation. She looks tired. Her hands wrap around a cup of coffee from the vending machine. It tastes like dirt, but it is hot, and it is caffeine. Patricia Okafor walks in. She is a large woman with kind eyes and a no-nonsense attitude. Morning, Victoria. Morning, Patricia. How many hours do you have left? Victoria checks her log sheet. 83. You are on wheelchair duty today. Emergency entrance. There is a big youth soccer tournament. We expect multiple injuries. Okay. Patricia studies her. You look tired. I am tired, but that is okay. I can do this. Yes, you can. Patricia's voice softens. You have been doing good work. Real good work. I have heard from the staff. From patients. You are not the same person who showed up here 4 months ago. Victoria's eyes fill with tears. She blinks them back. That person was awful. That person was lost. Now you are finding your way. Victoria nods. She cannot trust her voice. Go on, Patricia says. Your shift starts in 10 minutes. Victoria heads to the emergency entrance. The morning sun is just coming up. The sky is pink and orange. Pretty. She used to never see sunrises. She was always sleeping. Sleeping in until 10 or 11. Missing the world waking up. Now she sees it every Saturday and Sunday. Is beautiful. How did she miss it for so long? She grabs a wheelchair. She stations herself at the drop-off area. Within minutes, a car pulls up. The back door opens. A teenage boy gets out. He is limping. His ankle is swollen. His mother helps him. Hi, Victoria says. Let me help. She brings the wheelchair over. The boy sits. What happened? Soccer, he groans. I think I broke my ankle. Ouch. Let's get you inside. Victoria pushes the chair through the automatic doors. Inside, the emergency room is busy. Patients waiting. Nurses moving quickly. Doctors checking charts. This is where Emma Rodriguez came. Right through these doors. Gasping for air. Fighting to live. For months ago, Victoria did not think about places like this. She did not think about the people who worked here. The people who needed here. Now she thinks about it every day. She helps check the boy in. She brings him water. She tells him a nurse will be with him soon. His mother thanks her. Victoria smiles. A real smile. You are welcome. I hope he feels better. The morning continues. More patients. More families. A man having chest pain. A woman who cut her hand. A child with a fever. Victoria helps them all. She pushes wheelchairs. She holds doors. She brings blankets. She listens. Sometimes people just need someone to listen. At lunch, she sits in the break room. She eats a sandwich she packed herself. No personal chef anymore. She makes her own meals now. Is weird but also kind of nice. She knows exactly what is in her food. She made it with her own hands. Another volunteer sits next to her. His name is Marcus. He is 19. He volunteers because he wants to go to medical school. Tough morning, he asks. No tougher than usual. You? Same. Hey, did you see the ambulance that came in around 9? Victoria's heart clenches. No. What happened? Elderly man. Heart attack. They said he would have died if they got stuck in traffic. Lucky the roads were clear. Victoria closes her eyes. Lucky. The roads were clear. No one blocked them. No one thought their appointment was more important. I am glad he made it. Me too. Marcus takes a bite of his sandwich. You know, when you first started here, I did not like you. Victoria looks at him. I do not blame you. I saw the video. Everyone saw the video. What you did. I thought you were just doing this because you had to. Because the judge made you. I thought you would be terrible. I was terrible. At first. Yeah, Marcus laughs. You really were. You complained about everything. The early mornings. The work. The uniform. I wanted to slap you. Victoria laughs too. I probably deserved it. But you changed. Really changed. I see it. Everyone sees it. You care now. When you help people, it is real. Not fake. Not just checking boxes. Real. Victoria's eyes get wet. Thank you. That means a lot. I am just saying what I see. Marcus stands. Break is over. Back to the grind. Victoria finishes her sandwich. She throws away her trash. She washes her hands. She looks at herself in the bathroom mirror. Her face is clean. No heavy makeup. No fake lashes. No contouring. Just her. Plain her. She looks older without all the makeup. But also more honest. More real. She thinks about the woman she was. The woman in the Chanel suit. The woman with the Birkin bag. The woman who thought her appointment was more important than a child's life. That woman is gone. Dead. And Victoria does not miss her. Her phone buzzes. A text from her husband. The boys want to know if you can come to their game this afternoon. She texts back. I get off at 5. Game at 6. I will be there. You will be tired. I am always tired. But I will be there. I promise. I love you. Victoria stares at those words. Maxwell has been patient. So patient. When she first came home after court, she was a mess. Crying all the time. Angry. Scared. She took it out on him. But he stayed. He listened. He held her when she broke down. He did not fix it for her. He did not call his lawyers. He did not try to make it go away. He let her face it. And slowly she did. I love you too, she texts back. She puts her phone away. She heads back to the emergency entrance. The afternoon is busy. A car accident. Multiple injuries. Ambulances arrive. Sirens blaring. Lights flashing. Victoria helps however she can. She stays out of the way of the medical staff. She brings wheelchairs. She comforts families. She does her job. One of the ambulances pulls up. The back doors open. A paramedic jumps out. Victoria recognizes him. He was one of the paramedics that day. The day with Emma. She does not know if he recognizes her. She never asked. We need a wheelchair, he shouts. Victoria runs over with one. Here. They pull out a stretcher. A young woman. Conscious but in pain. They move her to the wheelchair carefully. Victoria starts to push. The paramedic jogs alongside. Possible broken ribs. She was wearing her seatbelt. That probably saved her life. I will get her inside fast, Victoria says. Thank you. The paramedic looks at her. Really looks at her. Hey, do I know you? Victoria's breath catches. Maybe. I have been volunteering here for 4 months. No, from before. His eyes narrow. Then they widen. Wait. You are the woman. The Range Rover. The judge. Victoria's face burns. Yes. That was me. The paramedic's jaw tightens. For a second, she thinks he might yell. Might refuse her help. But then his face softens. Just a little. You are doing your community service. Yes. Every weekend. Every weekend. He nods slowly. Good. Maybe you learned something. I am trying to. They reach the doors. Victoria pushes the woman inside. Nurses take over. The paramedic turns to leave. But he stops. He looks back at Victoria. That little girl. Emma. She is okay. In case you wondered. I see her mom sometimes. She works here. Emma is doing great. Victoria's eyes fill with tears. Thank you. For telling me. And thank you for saving her. That day. Despite me. The paramedic's face is unreadable. We save everyone. That is our job. Even when people make it harder than it has to be. He walks away. Back to his ambulance. Victoria watches him go. She will probably never know his name. But she will never forget what he did. What all of them did. 6 weeks later. A Tuesday evening. Rhode Island College. Victoria sits in a classroom. She is one of 20 students in the Privilege and Responsibility class. The class is diverse. Different races. Different backgrounds. Different stories. Some are here by choice. Some, like Victoria, are here by court order. Tonight's topic is listening to others' experiences. A woman in her 50s speaks. Her name is Linda. She is black. She grew up in poverty. She worked her way through college. Now she is a social worker. I was 12 when I realized I was different, Linda says. Not bad different, just different. My friends from school lived in houses. I lived in a motel. My mom worked 3 jobs. We ate cereal for dinner most nights. Not because we liked cereal, because that was all we could afford. I remember being so hungry. All the time. At school, I would eat everything on my lunch tray. Then, I would ask if anyone else was going to finish theirs. Some kids made fun of me, called me garbage girl, but I did not care. I was hungry. Victoria listens. She thinks about her own childhood, her father's mansion, the cook who made whatever she wanted, the full refrigerator, the pantry stocked with snacks. She was never hungry. Not once. Not ever. When I was in high school, Linda continues, I got a scholarship to a private school. Fancy place. Rich kids. I thought it would be my chance. My way out. But I did not fit in. I wore the same 3 outfits on rotation. Thrift store clothes. The other kids wore designer brands. They talked about vacations to Europe. I had never left Rhode Island. They complained about their parents buying them the wrong color car. I took 2 buses to get to school. I felt invisible. Linda's voice gets stronger. But I kept going. I studied. I worked. I graduated top of my class. I got a full ride to college. I became a social worker. I help families like mine. Families who are struggling, who are hungry, who are invisible. And every day, I remember where I came from. I remember what it felt like to be hungry, to be different, to be overlooked. And I make sure the families I serve never feel invisible. The class is silent. The professor, Dr. James Morrison, speaks. Thank you, Linda. That took courage to share. He looks around the room. Privilege is not about guilt. It is about awareness. It is about understanding that not everyone starts from the same place. That some people face obstacles you never faced. That some people work twice as hard for half the result. Privilege is invisible to those who have it, but is glaringly obvious to those who do not. He points to Victoria. Victoria, you have been quiet tonight. What are you thinking? Victoria's throat is tight. I am thinking that I never thought about any of this. I knew I had money. I knew my life was comfortable. But I did not think about what that meant. I did not think about people like Linda. People who went hungry. People who took buses. People who were invisible. I did not see them. Why not? Dr. Morrison asks. Not unkindly. Just curious. Because I did not want to. Because it was easier not to. Because if I saw them, I would have to admit that my life was not normal. That my life was exceptional. That I did not earn what I had. I just lucked into it. And that is a hard thing to admit. Linda looks at Victoria. What changed? Victoria meets her eyes. I almost killed a little girl. Because I thought my appointment was more important than her life. Because I thought the rules did not apply to me. Because I was so wrapped up in my own world that I could not see anyone else. And a judge made me see. He made me face what I did. And now I cannot unsee it. I cannot go back to not knowing. I cannot go back to being that person. Linda nods. Good. Do not go back. Keep moving forward. After class, Victoria packs her notebook. She has written pages of notes. Things to think about. Things to change. Things to teach her sons. Linda approaches her. Victoria. Yes. I just wanted to say that I believe you. About changing. I work with a lot of people who go through the system, who are ordered by courts to take classes, to do community service. Most of them just go through the motions. They do not really change. But I see something different in you. I see someone who is genuinely trying. Victoria's eyes fill with tears. Again, she cries so much now. Thank you. That means everything. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep growing. And when you are done with all of this, when your community service is over and your classes are done, do not stop. Keep helping. Keep showing up. Use what you have to lift others up. That is what privilege should do. Victoria nods. I will. I promise. 2 weeks later, a Thursday afternoon, Victoria sits in her car. She is parked outside Carmen Rodriguez's apartment building. The letter is in her hands. She has rewritten it 6 times. This is the 7th version. Her handwriting fills 2 pages. Front and back. Single-spaced. Like the judge ordered. No help from lawyers. No help from anyone. Just her. Her words. Her heart. She reads it one more time. Dear Emma and Mrs. Rodriguez, I do not know if you will read this. I do not know if you will even open it. But I need to write it. I need you to know how sorry I am. On December 14th, 2025, I parked my car in emergency lane at Providence Medical Center. I blocked the ambulance that was bringing you, Emma, to get help. You were having an asthma attack. You could not breathe. And I blocked the way. Not because I did not know. I knew. I saw the ambulance. I heard the sirens. People told me to move. I refused. I said my appointment was more important. I was wrong. So wrong. I wish I could take it back. I wish I could go back to that moment and move my car. I wish I could undo the extra 4 minutes you had to wait. The 4 minutes you spent gasping for air. The 4 minutes your mother spent watching you suffer. I cannot take it back. I can only say I am sorry. For 4 months, I have been volunteering at the hospital. Every Saturday and Sunday. I help patients. I push wheelchairs. I see what happens when people need emergency care. I see how every second matters. I think about you, Emma, every single day. Every time I help someone, I think about how I almost stopped someone from helping you. I am learning. I am changing. I know that does not fix what I did. I know that does not give you back those 4 terrible minutes. But I want you to know that I am not the same person I was. That person was selfish. That person thought the world revolved around her. That person did not see other people as real, as important, as valuable. Now I see. I see you, Emma. I see your mother. I see everyone I was too blind to notice before. And I am going to spend the rest of my life making sure I never forget. I am not asking for forgiveness. Your mother already gave me more grace than I deserved. I am just asking you to know that I am sorry. Truly, deeply sorry. And that I am doing everything I can to become someone better. Someone who would never do what I did. Someone who sees emergency lanes and thinks about little girls who need to breathe. Someone who remembers that other people's lives matter. That they matter just as much as mine. Emma, I heard you want to be a teacher. I think you will be an amazing teacher. I hope I get to read about you someday. I hope you grow up and do wonderful things. I hope you forget about me and that terrible day. I hope you just remember that you are strong. You are a fighter. You are a survivor. Mrs. Rodriguez, you are a hero. You work so hard to take care of your daughter. You face every day with courage and grace. You forgave me when you did not have to. You showed me what real strength looks like. Thank you for everything. I am sorry. I will always be sorry. Sincerely, Victoria Harrington. Victoria folds the letter. She puts it in an envelope. She writes Emma and Mrs. Rodriguez on the front. Her hand shakes. She takes a deep breath. She gets out of the car. She walks to the building. It is old. Paint is peeling. The front door squeaks. So different from her neighborhood. From her 12,000 square foot house. From her perfect lawn and her 3-car garage. She finds the apartment number. 2B. She stands in front of the door. She can hear sounds inside. A TV. Voices. Life happening. She raises her hand to knock. Then she stops. Maybe they do not want to see her. Maybe showing up is wrong. Maybe she should just leave the letter and go. Before she can decide, the door opens. Carmen Rodriguez stands there. She is still wearing her scrubs. Still looks tired. But her face is kind. I saw you through the window, Carmen says. Standing there trying to decide. I am sorry, Victoria says quickly. I did not mean to bother you. I just came to bring the letter. The judge said I had to. But I can just leave it. You do not have to talk to me. Carmen looks at her for a long moment. Then she opens the door wider. Come in. Are you sure? Come in. Victoria steps inside. The apartment is small. Smaller than her bedroom. But it is clean. Cozy. There are drawings on the wall. Child drawings. Bright colors. Happy pictures. There is a small couch. A TV on a stand. A kitchen barely big enough for one person. And sitting at a small table, doing homework, is Emma Rodriguez. She is small. 7 years old. Brown hair in 2 braids. Big brown eyes. She looks up when Victoria walks in. She does not know who Victoria is. She just sees a stranger. Emma, this is Mrs. Harrington, Carmen says. She's the woman I told you about. The one from the hospital. Emma's eyes widen. Oh. That is all she says. Just oh. Victoria's eyes fill with tears. She kneels down. She needs to be at Emma's level. Hi, Emma. Hi. I came to give you this. She holds out the letter. It is an apology for what I did. I know sorry is not enough, but I wanted you to know that I am sorry. Emma takes the letter. She looks at her mother. Carmen nods. Emma opens it. She starts to read. Her lips move as she sounds out the bigger words. Victoria watches. Her heart pounds. This little girl. This beautiful, strong little girl. She almost died. Because of Victoria. Because of selfishness and arrogance and a stupid dermatology appointment. Emma finishes reading. She folds the letter carefully. She looks at Victoria. Did you really help people at the hospital? Yes. I still do. Every weekend. Do you like it? Victoria is surprised by the question. Yes. I do. I like helping people. I did not used to, but I do now. Emma nods. She seems to be thinking. Mom says everyone makes mistakes. She says what matters is if you learn from them. Your mom is very wise. I know. Emma smiles. A small smile. I forgive you. Victoria breaks. She cannot hold it together anymore. She covers her face with her hands. She sobs. Big ugly sobs. Carmen puts a hand on her shoulder. Emma looks worried. Did I say something wrong? No, baby, Carmen says. She is crying because she is grateful. Sometimes people cry when they are happy. Victoria looks up. Her face is wet. Thank you, Emma. You did not have to forgive me. But thank you. Emma shrugs. You said sorry. You are trying to be better. That is what matters. Out of the mouths of children. This 7-year-old understands something many adults do not. Grace. Second chances. Growth. Victoria stands. She looks at Carmen. Thank you. For letting me come in. For not slamming the door in my face. I would not have blamed you if you did. I thought about it, Carmen says honestly. When I first heard you were coming, I thought about not answering. About telling Emma we were not home. But then I thought about what I want to teach my daughter. I want to teach her to be kind. To forgive. To believe people can change. So I answered the door. You are an amazing mother. I am a tired mother, Carmen laughs. But I do my best. Victoria reaches into her purse. She pulls out an envelope. This is not part of my sentence. This is just from me. I set up a college fund for Emma. It is not a lot, but it is enough to help. When she is ready. When she grows up to be that teacher she wants to be. Carmen's eyes widen. You did not have to do that. I know, but I wanted to. Please, take it. Carmen takes the envelope. She does not open it. She just holds it. Thank you. Thank you. For everything. Victoria turns to Emma. Work hard in school, okay? And take care of your lungs. The world needs good teachers. I will, Emma promises. Victoria walks to the door. She stops. She looks back. Mrs. Rodriguez? I know I already said this, but I need to say it again. I am sorry. For all of it. For blocking the ambulance. For not caring. For being the person I was. I am trying every day to be different. To be better. And I will never forget what you and Emma taught me. What did we teach you? Carmen asks. Victoria thinks. That every life is valuable. That seconds matter. That grace is a gift. That forgiveness is powerful. That change is possible. Carmen smiles. Those are good lessons. The best lessons. Victoria leaves. She walks to her car. She sits in the driver's seat. But she does not start the engine. She just sits. She thinks about Emma's smile. Carmen's kindness. The small apartment with the child drawings on the walls. The life that almost ended because of her selfishness. She thinks about her own sons. 6 and 8. What would she have done if someone blocked their ambulance? If someone almost cost them their lives? She would have been destroyed. Furious. Unforgiving. But Carmen forgave her. Emma forgave her. 7 years old and already wiser than Victoria may ever be. She picks up her phone. She calls Maxwell. Hey. Hey. How did it go? Hard. But good. They forgave me. I am proud of you. I am not proud of me. But I am trying. That is all anyone can do. Try. Max. Yeah. I want to do more. When my community service is done. When my classes are over. I do not want to just go back to how things were. I want to keep helping. Keep learning. Can we talk about that? About how to use what we have to help people. There is a pause. Then Maxwell's voice comes through. Warm and proud. Yes. Absolutely yes. We will figure it out together. Thank you for not giving up on me. Never. I love you. All of you. Even the parts that are still learning. I love you too. Victoria hangs up. She starts the car. She drives home. Past the big houses. The perfect lawns. The expensive cars. Her world. But now she sees it differently. She sees the privilege. The bubble. The distance from reality. She cannot unsee it. She does not want to unsee it. 8 weeks later. A Saturday. The last day of community service. Victoria stands in the volunteer break room. She has completed 500 hours. 25 weeks. 50 days. Every Saturday and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. She pushed wheelchairs. She helped families. She cleaned spills. She comforted scared patients. She did the work. All of it. And she showed up every single time. Never late. Never missed a day. Patricia Okafor comes in with a clipboard. Well, Victoria, this is it. Your last shift. Yes. How does it feel? Victoria thinks. Bittersweet. I am tired. My body hurts. But I am going to miss this. Miss being here. Miss helping. Patricia smiles. You know you can still volunteer. Even after your sentence is complete. We always need people. Really. Really. If you want. I want. Victoria does not even hesitate. Maybe not every weekend. I need some time with my family. But maybe once or twice a month. That would be wonderful. Patricia makes a note on her clipboard. Okay. Sign here. This confirms you completed all 500 hours. Victoria signs. Her hand is steady. She did it. She actually did it. 6 months ago, she did not think she could. She thought this would break her. In a way it did. It broke the old Victoria. The selfish, privileged, entitled Victoria. But from those broken pieces, a new person emerged. Not perfect. Still learning. But better. So much better. There is someone here to see you, Patricia says. In the emergency waiting room. Who? Go see. Victoria walks to the waiting room. She looks around. Then she sees him. Judge Frank Caprio. He is sitting in one of the plastic chairs. He looks up when she enters. He stands. Judge Caprio. Victoria is shocked. What are you doing here? I came to see how you are doing. I try to follow up on cases when I can. To see if my sentences made a difference. May I? He gestures to the chairs. Of course. They sit. Victoria's heart races. I completed all my hours. 500 exactly. Patricia just signed off. I know. She called me this morning. She had very good things to say about you. She did. She said you were the hardest working volunteer they have had in years. That you never complained. That you genuinely cared. That you made a difference. Victoria's eyes get wet. Again. Always with the tears now. I tried. I really tried. I can see that. Judge Caprio's voice is gentle. When you walked into my courtroom 6 months ago, you were one person. Today you are someone different. Tell me, what changed? Victoria takes a deep breath. Everything. I changed. I used to think the world revolved around me. That my problems were the biggest problems. That my time was the most valuable time. I used to look at people like Carmen Rodriguez and Emma, and not even see them. They were invisible to me. Not because I was cruel, but because I was blind. Privilege made me blind. And now I see. I see that I was given things I did not earn. A comfortable life. Money. Opportunities. I did not work for them. I was just born into them. And I thought that made me special. But it does not. It just makes me lucky. And luck is not an accomplishment. Judge Caprio nods. What will you do with that knowledge? I will use it. Use what I have to help others. I am setting up a foundation. With my husband. We are going to help families who cannot afford emergency medical care. We are going to sponsor community health programs. We are going to make sure that what happened to Emma never happens to another child because of money. That is good. That is very good. And I am going to keep volunteering. Here at the hospital. Maybe other places too. I am going to teach my sons to see people. All people. Not just people like us. I am going to raise them to understand that privilege is a responsibility. Not a weapon. Judge Caprio smiles. A real smile. Mrs. Harrington, when I sentenced you, I hoped this would happen. I hoped you would learn. I hoped you would change. But I did not know if you would. Many people do not. They go through the motions. They check the boxes. But they do not really change. You did. You actually did. Victoria wipes her eyes. I had to. I could not go back to being that person. That person almost killed a child. That person was a monster. You were never a monster. You were a person who made a terrible mistake. And then you faced it. You owned it. You changed because of it. That takes courage. It did not feel like courage. It felt like survival. Sometimes they are the same thing. They sit in silence for a moment. Then Judge Caprio stands. I have to get going. But I wanted you to know that I am proud of you. Justice is not just about punishment. It is about restoration. About making things right. About helping people become better. You became better. That is the whole point. Victoria stands too. Without thinking, she hugs him. Judge Caprio is surprised, but he hugs her back. When they pull apart, Victoria is crying again. Thank you. For seeing something in me I did not see in myself. For giving me a chance to change. For not giving up on me. I never gave up on you. I just showed you what you were capable of. Judge Caprio walks away. Victoria watches him go. Then she turns back to the hospital. One more shift. Her last required shift. But not her last shift ever. She will be back. Because this work matters. Because people matter. Because she finally understands what really matters. 1 year later. December 14th, 2026. The anniversary. Victoria stands at the emergency entrance of Providence Medical Center. It is exactly 2 years since the day she blocked the ambulance. Since the day that changed everything. She is not here for community service. That ended 6 months ago. She is here because she volunteers now. By choice. Every other Saturday. Because she wants to. Because it makes her feel connected. To people. To purpose. To something bigger than herself. Is 3:47 p.m. The exact time the ambulance arrived 2 years ago. The exact time she was sitting in her Range Rover, scrolling through her phone, ignoring the sirens. She stops working. She just stands there. She remembers. She will always remember. She never wants to forget. A car pulls up. A familiar car. The door opens. Emma Rodriguez gets out. She is 9 now. Taller. Her hair is longer. She is carrying a backpack covered in stickers. Carmen gets out of the driver's side. She sees Victoria. She waves. Emma wanted to come, Carmen calls out. Is that okay? Of course. Victoria walks over. Hi, Emma. Hi, Mrs. Harrington. Emma smiles. She has lost 2 front teeth. It makes her smile even more adorable. What brings you here? Emma reaches into her backpack. She pulls out a drawing. It is colorful. Bright. It shows stick figures. One in a hospital volunteer shirt. I drew this for you. For helping people. Mom says you work here now. Victoria takes the drawing. Her vision blurs. Emma, this is beautiful. Thank you. Can I keep it? Yes. I made it for you. I will hang it in my house. In a place where I can see it every day. Carmen smiles. We also wanted to tell you something. I got a promotion at work. I am a nursing supervisor now. The hospital created a new scholarship program for employees who want to go back to school. I am going to get my master's degree in nursing leadership. Victoria's face lights up. Carmen, that is amazing. Congratulations. It is because of you. Well, not just you, but the foundation you started. The hospital received a grant from your foundation. That funded the scholarship program. So thank you. You do not have to thank me. You earned it. You work so hard. We all work hard, but opportunities matter. You gave people like me an opportunity. That matters. Emma tugs on Victoria's shirt. Do you like working here? I love it. Are you happy? Victoria kneels down. She looks Emma in the eyes. You know what, Emma? I am. I am happier now than I ever was before. I have less time for shopping. Less time for fancy parties. But I have more time for things that actually matter. I see my sons more. I talk to my husband more. I help people. I make a difference. And that makes me happy. Really, truly happy. Emma nods like this makes perfect sense. Good. I am glad you are happy. And I am glad you help people. That is important. Yes, it is. And you know what? You taught me that. I did. You did. You and your mom. You showed me what really matters. Not cars or clothes or appointments. People. People matter most. Emma smiles her gap-toothed smile. I know. That is what Mom always says. Carmen checks her watch. We should go, Em. Your brother is waiting. You have a brother now. Victoria asks. A foster brother, Carmen explains. We are fostering a 5-year-old boy. His name is Daniel. We might adopt him. Victoria's heart swells. Carmen, you are amazing. I am just doing what I can. With what I have. Just like you taught me. Use your privilege to help others, right? Right. Victoria hugs Carmen. Then she hugs Emma. Thank you for coming. For the drawing. For everything. See you later, Mrs. Harrington. Emma waves as they walk back to the car. Victoria watches them drive away. She looks at the drawing in her hands. The stick figures. The hospital. The bright colors. She thinks about how far she has come. From the woman in the Chanel suit to the woman in the volunteer shirt. From the woman who thought her appointment was more important than a life to the woman who now knows that every life is precious. Every single one. Her phone buzzes. A text from Maxwell. A photo. Their sons. At a soup kitchen. Serving food. Smiling. Learning. Growing up to be good men. Not just rich men. Good men. She texts back. I love them. I love you. I am so grateful for this life. He responds immediately. Me too. See you tonight. Dinner with the boys. I am cooking. Victoria laughs. Maxwell cooking. That is new. A lot of things are new. And she is grateful for all of it. She puts her phone away. She picks up a wheelchair. A car is pulling up. An elderly woman gets out. She looks unsteady. Victoria hurries over. Hi. Let me help you. Oh, thank you, dear. My hip has been bothering me. No problem. That is what I am here for. Victoria helps the woman into the wheelchair. She pushes her through the automatic doors. Into the emergency room. Into the place where lives are saved. Where seconds matter. Where she learned the most important lesson of her life. That money cannot buy character. It cannot buy empathy. It cannot buy purpose. Those things you have to earn. Through humility. Through service. Through seeing other people as just as important as yourself. Victoria Harrington learned that lesson the hard way. But she learned it. And she will never forget it. Never. Because some lessons are too important to forget. Some changes are too meaningful to undo. Some transformations are permanent. And that is justice. Real justice. Not just punishment. But restoration. Growth. Change. Becoming better than you were. Using your worst moments to create your best self. That is what Judge Frank Caprio saw in Victoria. Potential. Possibility. A chance for redemption. And she took it. She grabbed onto it with both hands and she did not let go. The automatic doors closed behind her. The emergency room hums with activity. Lives being saved. Families being helped. People caring for people. And Victoria Harrington is right in the middle of it. Not because she has to be. But because she wants to be. Because this is where she belongs. Helping. Serving. Seeing people. All people. Because in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, she learned a lesson she will carry forever. Money can buy many things. But it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. And in a court of law, it definitely cannot buy justice. Justice is earned. Through accountability. Through change. Through becoming the person you were always meant to be. Victoria earned hers. And she will spend the rest of her life being worthy of the second chance she was given. That is the legacy of December 14th, 2025. Not just the day she blocked an ambulance, but the day she started to see. Really see. And once you see, you cannot unsee. You can only move forward. With open eyes, an open heart, and a commitment to do better. Be better. Every single day.